Yeah, so anyway, man, listen, it really does bother me the whole time that, I mean, if you think about it, it's not only a First Amendment issue, it's a Second Amendment issue. These people purport to like justice, pursuit of truth, no matter like justice is blind, like wherever it leads you. And yet, you're telling me that it's just, they can't even, those people, okay, let's track it. The cops put out a statement. Their first position was that this guy, he pointed a gun at them. They told him put it down. He wouldn't. They shot him. Case closed. They even disseminated that to the media, which is why people like Stephen Miller and people who, to their credit, took it back and said it seems like in this instance protocol definitely wasn't followed. That's because we wound up with a video of it. Then they pivoted to, well, he tried to get in the way of official police ICE business. But even that is a complete lie, because you can see the guy is actually turned around. Some masked person shoves some woman to the ground. So out of the corner of his eye, he sees someone get pushed down. He goes down to help her up. And at that point, they grab him. And at that point, then they take the gun away from him. And then they just, for some reason, after they decide to shoot him anyway, after they've taken, when he was legally carrying, so it's a Second Amendment thing. He's protesting, so it's a First Amendment thing in public. His only crime is that he's got a phone out, not anything to do with a firearm. And yet they're trying to say, then they pivoted to, yeah, but he was like spitting at the tires of the car in another shot, like earlier in the week. Even if you can establish he didn't like them and he's on the left and they don't like him and so they don't like him because he's like one of these people who doesn't like them back and isn't afraid to like tape them and jeer them. That does not in any way give them the right. You don't get to sow anyway, man, not even a trial about something like that. If you care about justice in this country once, or even just making sure that the ICE agents obey the law, no one's above the law on their end, the same as the protesters. So, like I say, sometimes there's more than not. So, like it or not, that's not a small thing. And yet no one even insisted that you even got everything you asked for on your list of reforms, except the mask thing, and still choose to keep it shut down. And then for their part, they can't even bite the bullet on principle. Okay, principles be damned in this one instance. If you're trying to say, they shouldn't be able to shut down over an issue. But there's too much pain, and they agreed to fund everything except ICE and then scrap it out when it seems mostly hashed out. It's just the masks. Which is a complete virtue signal anyway, and yet no one's going to point out to either side, number one, your position is nuts. You both would yield and sign me. Wait a minute. On the one hand, they gave you everything you wanted except the mask issue with the ICE agents. And on the other hand, they're funding everything to get rid of all that pressure. And then just on this one. And then number two, like I said, you don't care at all about any kind of justice for some like riff-raff or whatever these people on pivoted to. After originally, may I remind you, the story was because, of course, they know they did wrong if they're making up shit, and we can prove it by what they reported to the media, who then reported it at first, which was that the guy pointed a gun at them, wouldn't put it down after several warnings from the cops, which sounds impeccable, and then they shot him. And then when you watch, actually, no, he didn't even try to interfere with police business. Someone got shoved to the ground out of the corner of his eye when he was turned around walking there, and then he went to help them. And then look what happened. When that's a First Amendment issue, that's a Second Amendment issue, that shouldn't be a partisan issue whatsoever. Because, wait a minute, even if you're a federal or any kind of police officer or someone on the road, why would you not care about it anymore? But you see the mentality and do. So I just wanted to point that out. Maybe I'll post it, maybe I won't. But, all right, that's my Saturday evening thoughts. All right, bye.